What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today what I'd like to talk about is another former Aaron Rodgers coach that just became available that maybe the New York Jets could look to add to their staff. That coach is none other than Alex Van Pelt, who was just let go by the Cleveland Browns. He served as the Browns offensive coordinator from 2020 through the 2023 season. Alex Van Pelt and Aaron Rodgers got their connection dating back to when Alex Van Pelt was the quarterback coach in Green Bay from 2014 through the 2017 season. And over that time, granted, it is a long time ago, so age is a factor and prime and all that stuff. But to be fair to Aaron Rodgers, he had a lot of success with Alex Van Pelt. He won the MVP in 2014. He was an All-Pro in 2014, and he was a three-time Pro Bowler over that span. He got hurt in 2017, missed the second half of that season, and then Alex Van Pelt was let go. But in the three healthy seasons, 14, 15, and 16, he put up an MVP season in 2014 and was throwing 30-plus touchdowns, even hit 40 touchdowns in one of those seasons. He was incredible. And if you take out that sample, right, from 2014 through 2017 in all the games that he played, paced it out over a 17-game season to give you an idea of what kind of production he was putting up. His four-year pace, or his single-season pace over those 4 years combined, was a 64.1 completion percentage, 4,422 yards, which is 260.1 yards per game, 39 touchdowns, 8 picks, and a 102.1 rating. Van Pelt then would go on to be the Bengals quarterback coach in 2018 and 19. Tough stop for him as the Bengals did not have a lot of success. Andy Dalton missed time in both of those years, and the 2019 season was the 2-14 season that landed them, well, none other than Joe Burrow. But for Andy Dalton, here's what ended up happening there, and it ended up being okay for all things considered for Van Pelt. So 24th in passing yards and 16th in passing touchdowns in 2018. Considering that Andy Dalton missed 5 games, not terrible numbers. It's okay. And in a 2-14 season where Andy Dalton again missed significant time, they finished 19th in passing yards and 28th in passing touchdowns. So obviously a little limited working with Andy Dalton, Jeff Driscoll, and guys like that. So that stop wasn't great, but still the numbers didn't necessarily bottom out. They're not great. They're below average, clearly, but it wasn't like they dropped to 32 in passing yards, 32 in passing touchdowns. He was still semi-productive. And then he served as I mentioned, most recently, the Browns offensive coordinator from 2020 through the 2023 season. Over that time, here's where their offense ranked in yards and points. Keep in mind, Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, is an offensive-minded guy, so his role is limited. His role being the offensive coordinator is not nearly as in-depth as what it would be with the New York Jets because Sal is a defensive coach. 16th in yards, 18th, 14th, and 16th. In points, it was 14th, 20th, 18th, and 10th. And again, not exactly the most perfect of quarterback situations. In year one with Baker Mayfield, they had some success and they went 11-5, and they were about league average in yards and points. I think, all things considered, not awful. 18-20 the following year. Then you dealt with so many different quarterbacks in over the last 2 years. Most recently was Deshaun Watson in both years, and Jacoby Brissett finished 14th in yards, 18th in points in 2022. And then this past year with Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Dorian Thomas Robinson, all those guys, DTR, 16th and 10th. So he's dealt with a lot of different quarterbacks and has, obviously had experience with a bunch of different players, but can we not pretend like he isn't an upgrade over what the Jets have in Rob Calabrese? The Jets running back this same exact staff seems absolutely nuts. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I think that, the Jets would have the best quarterback coach in the NFL if Alex Van Pelt is brought in, but do you at home feel more confident in Alex Van Pelt's ability with quarterbacks in this league versus, a guy like Rob Calabrese. I don't know about you guys, but I'm taking Alex Van Pelt. And I'd probably take Van Pelt over Luke Getsy, although Luke Getsy was Aaron Rodgers' quarterback coach pretty much immediately following that, and he had a couple MVP seasons with Luke Getsy before Getsy was hired as the offensive coordinator in Chicago. But Van Pelt, I think, would be a plus addition to this staff, but I'm curious to see what your thoughts are on the situation. Make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, share with a friend, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.